Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, welcome race fans, and tonight, well, we are here at the, I call it the epicenter of all things motorsports, Daytona International Speedway. 2.5 mile super stretch here tonight as we're kicking off the WOSCRL Stars and Stripes presented by Butt Kicker, Grid Finder, and Next Level Racing here. Got the Clash, Corey, and you know and I know, it starts off the season, but anything can happen here. It's kind of a non-point style race as we got qualifying underway.
Yeah, it's a Clash tonight, and there's going to be a cool format. They're going to run to lap 25 and throw a yellow. And after that yellow, the top 5 will be sent to the back of the field. And before the end of the race, in the last 25 laps, all drivers have to be completing a 4-tire green flag pit stop. So this could bring up some interesting strategies.
I did like that point about everybody has to make a 4-tire stop, because that's something like next week we're going to get into. Is normally you don't see a lot of 4-tire stops when it comes to the super speedways, but tonight it's going to be mandatory after that 25 laps. And I think it's because they could go 25 laps, obviously, without pitting. It's going to kind of break up a little bit, put a little bit of strategy in there. But I want to give a shout out to some of the sponsors here tonight. Butt Kicker, I mean, I'll tell you what, if you don't know what Butt Kicker is, check them out, man, on buttkicker.com. And use the promo code WOSCRL. Get 20% off at buttkicker.com. You want to feel what you're feeling and what you're missing, check out Butt Kicker tonight. We got some other great sponsors we'll level out throughout the evening. But man, what a way to start the season here. You know, it's a new league to myself, and I know you here, Corey, so apologize on some of the names early on, and apologize to some of the sponsors out there too. We'll make sure we get everything right as the season goes. Do you think she'll put it on poll here tonight, though?
hard to pick. I see all kinds of good drivers, but I do believe time is ticking out, and right now your top runner is one of them, Michael Bustle.
Bustle. What's up, Dad Up? How you doing? He says, go, squirrels, go. Looking for a Coot Ray Motorsports. Well, qualifying's come to an end. You know what that means? We're going to bring it up here tonight for a grid and order. And, Corey, what we got?
Well, tonight for your pole award, that's going to be Michael Bustle. He gets the Sim Racing Peripherals pole award. In second place, it's going to be the 22, Bruce Pearson. And third, you're going to have the 61. That's going to be Matthew Johnson. And fourth, 51, Jacob Hubre. Fifth, that'll be the 77, Brian Underwood. Starting in sixth, it's going to be 21, Benjamin Shelton. And seventh, the number 4, Nicholas Fuller. And eighth, the number 9, Lawrence Shaughnessy. And capping out your top 10 in P9, Bryce Shoemaker in 96 and Donald Squires in 10th.
Yeah, I know. We looked at the rest of this field here. We got some good competitors here tonight. We've got 19 drivers going to start off the Clash here. If I'm not mistaken, these are some of the past winners, champions here starting the Clash. Obviously, next week is going to be a little bit different scenario as we go a little further on with that one. But there you go, folks, getting set. Get this thing off here. I mean, it's Daytona. And you know what we always say, it's not if, it's when, the big win. And just for reference there, that's Lawrence Shaughnessy. I asked him what his last name was.
Real.
And I've heard his name. Now, Nicholas Fresco, Don Fresco. All right, good set here. Ought to be a good one. Bustle out front here with Pearson. Johnson going to be starting there in the third place. But, you know, I always say when it comes to Daytona, don't get me wrong. Sure, qualifying matters and all, but it's not the most important. I've seen guys win from front, middle, back, 2 laps down on pace pit road. So anybody can come from any place from here, you know. But now, what's the strategy since they are going to take that top 5? Do you instantly want to go straight to the front, try to win that first 25 laps?
I would try to sandbag and finish in 6th place.
Okay. Now, what if you're one of those in the back and maybe hopefully avoid some of the problems?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I do believe these drivers get a faster pace, so.
That's right. Yeah, they do get one. That's right. On the super speedways, they get one. Pace trucks in. Here we go. Start it. For the world of stock car racing league here tonight. Stars and Stripes, Buck Kicker, Grid Finder, and Next Level Racing underway. Now, how familiar are you with these ARCA style cars? And the reason I say ARCA style cars, that's what they call iRacing. As far as the draft goes, we're going to see a lot of side by side with these cars, or are we going to start, or maybe they're going to get single file?
I'm not real familiar with how they run on what they have currently for the damage model and the package and tire model that they're on, but I'd say we're going to see some 2-wide racing at least.
Right now, 6 machines up top and a whole screw down. One here tonight. Solid so far, huh?
Yeah, it's really looking pretty solid out there. They're keeping it clean. 2 wide action, like I said, at least early on.
You got right now Bustle hanging on to that top spot. Down low, Johnson's there with him. See though, now I've always said you can't go up underneath on the yellow line. So if you're sitting in that second place spot, is actually Matthew Johnson. He's kind of stuck where he's at right now.
Well, up on the outside, it's actually Jacob Hubre in that 51. So he's pretty well stuck up where he's at. Just gonna ride it out and second place in line on the high side.
Yeah. Now, in the high side, on the flip side of that, you do have the one more lane you could go up to. You're not kind of like, if it's coming to the last lap, like right here, yeah, you're sitting right there behind the leader or guy on the bottom, pretty much got, to push him to the lead, and hopefully you can get that high end. Up around the top, you do have that up against the wall, if somebody will go with you.
Yeah.
Right now we got 2x2. Got the 01 out front. Bustle still hanging on to a good one. Oh, we got a car up on the wall right there. It looks like let's say
that's the 00 Nicholas Bilecki.
Okay. Close to me. So he got up there, smacked the wall, and unfortunately he's going to lose the draft.
Yeah, and possible damage. I'm not seeing much cosmetically, but maybe a little underneath the suspension there.
Yeah. Now the one thing I do like about here, and I always talk about textbook style drafting. You can see these guys are about a car length, or not a car length, but about a hood and a half from each other. In normal racing, it's still early to be up there, trying to knock somebody's rear bumper off. You'll see it going towards the end of the race, but that's why I kind of call it textbook drafting. Now, I know there's a rule in place here that you'll see at the plate tracks here in this series that they can't, they're not allowed to get up and do a lot of bump drafting, hard style bump drafting until the last 10 laps.
Yeah, I found that rule pretty interesting, and I mean, even you really don't want to bump draft with these cars. I've done it before, and the way the front noses line up with the back end, they're just so low to the ground. It wants to pick up the rear end of the car in front of you, and it'll spell a disaster real quick.
Happen, like you just said, that is not how you want this place to end up. But right now you got Bruce Pearson hanging strong at the top side there with Matthew. Jacob Blueberry, hope I said that right. Up with him to make sure. They got Brian Underwood there. Honesty looking pretty strong in 7th. Shoemaker there in 8th place. Don Fresco, he's up in the 9th. Burrows there in 10th. Side. Like to see what these guys on the track. Deal out front. Anything that you would do different out here?
Not really. Just ride along and see who's going to be your best friend towards the end of the race. I mean, you're trying to make up friends right now for the last half of the race for some strategy. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be making friends.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that last part of the race plays out. I'm interested to see that one.
Yeah, I mean, especially getting down to the last few laps, if everybody comes out of about the same point on track, get into a big pack like they are right now, the last half of the race could be interesting. And seeing there, Matthew Johnson jumped up to the high side. Maybe trying to see what the high side can do.
And it looked good, man. Side-by-side racing so far. That high lane's actually been pretty strong right now.
Yeah, but I'm just worried. I don't think this high side's going to stay fast very much longer. They only got 5 cars now. They did have 6 just briefly there.
So far, so good. Everybody's kind of hanging strong, like you said, on the outside. So, and on the inside. But you see the top 2 guys are already actually spreading out just a little bit.
Yeah, and you got to be real careful of getting too big of a jump ahead, because the car behind you will really suck up to the back end, and if they touch you any bit. Oh, you see Nicholas Francisco, something like that.
Yeah, Francisco. Got that French name going on.
I mean, he jumped out. I thought he was going to maybe give the bump to the 77, but he decided to jump out. And he's got some help behind him by about 3 cars.
And it looks strong, too, as that top side still hanging tough. Like you said, bustle down low. Don Francisco right there on the top side. Definitely 3-car freight train up top, the 3-car down low.
Yeah, you see your 3 runners at the front on the bottom. Kind of getting a gap on the 4th place guy in line. Even the high side top 3 are getting a little gap. So this is going to be interesting to see the suck up from the 4th car in line on each groove. See how bad of a checkup they have to do.
Oh, you're right. Hey, I agree with you on that. And you want to talk about the guys trying to get to the next level here. We got Next Level Racing. Take your racing to the next level tonight. Check out Next Level Racing on .com. It's one of the proud sponsors here. Definitely running this season for the WOSRCL Stars and Stripes, winner by Buck Kicker, Grid Finder, and Next Level Racing. Well, I tell you, that low line's just not giving up.
No, you seen Nicholas right there. He shot back down. He'll fall in behind the 21. That's Benjamin Shelton. And look at this, Brian Underwood now looking on the high side. Maybe look for a new leader. They're going to be door to door.
We're riding along with old Ben Shelton right now. And he looks strong, like you said. He's holding on that bottom lane, just kind of know where to go. He sees the top lane on his outside.
Not quite a lap led for Brian Underwood. That was very close, though, at the line.
Good run by him. Bustle still, though, top man up front. Underwood right there with him. So you still got about five to seven machines up top and a whole slew down low. It's a freight train up front, top and bottom.
Look at this, new leader, Brian Underwood in that 77 car. He shot down in front of Michael Bustle. So you've got yourself a little new leader.
You know, and I always talk about that too. Guys bring them to the party up top, and it seems like then they drop down low. It just happens, and then the next thing you know, here comes the high line. That's Don Francisco Don Francesco. I hope we're saying it right.
I think it's Don Francesco.
Francesco. I'll get it out.
Okay, we'll get it.
Hey, go along with you, Don Francesco. He's looking strong though on that top side.
And he's looking good in that Miller Lite, too.
Yeah, it's looking fun. Get a close-up view there. Number 2. We got some nice paint jobs out here, by the way.
Yeah, and we'll probably look at them under yellow when we get there at halfway.
Yeah.
We are 10 laps to halfway right now this time.
Who knows who's going to be in that top 5? Because remember, the top 5 get inverted back to the back of the field. And keep one little thing in the back of your mind there, folks out there watching, that in that 25, the last 25, these guys have to make a pit stop. Normally in 25 laps, you're not going to make a pit stop, but mandatory. Got to take 4 tires. If you do not, you get disqualified.
Yeah, and it has to be under green, so they can't do that under yellow.
Right. Point. That would be, now, when, obviously you don't want to come down by yourself, because that's just death sentence here on the plate style tracks, but when would you want to come down on pit road?
I mean, you gotta leave yourself some time to make up ground, but you don't want to do it too early. I mean, it's all depending on who's your best friend out here, or at least your 3 best friends.
Yeah.
I'd say you'd want at least 4 or 5 cars in a group.
Well, I know we got some teams out here. We'll get familiar with a lot of the teams as the season goes on. We'll get a lot of familiar with a lot of things. We definitely got some great supporting sponsors out here. Future Designs. They're the builder's choice out there. Check them out, Future Designs online. Looking for some good, definitely building, so forth and so on. You also got a lot of other great. Got Napa, Bailey's Auto Parts coming on board, just to name a few other great sponsors. Moments of the race, obviously we had the Pole Award, the Sim Racing Peripherals, and then then we'll have our one to go. But just our primary main ones out here: Butt Kicker, Grid Finder, Next Level. I want to appreciate those guys coming on board here, and I want to appreciate the guys here at the WOSCRL Stars and Stripes League here tonight, letting us here at the OSR Network, myself and Corey, hey, this is it's not the latest I've ever done a race, but I asked these guys why they're so late. I think some of them might be on West Coast, a lot of them might be on East Coast, but some of them said, it was an interesting answer I got from Corey. You'll probably like this. He said, a lot of them are married. And I went, so your significant others are in bed or something? Unique answer. I really heard that.
I think that's a first for me as well.
Yeah, it was. So Christian and company here, man, definitely got it. Skylar and all those guys here. You want to appreciate them letting us come aboard. Hit those likes and shares. We're live tonight here on OSR Network on Facebook and YouTube. Definitely, I know the league would appreciate it. Follow along as right now Underwood's man out front leading, and I guess I answered my own question from earlier. We don't see the ARCA style cars run, which to me they're the older style NASCAR cars, but we don't see them. I don't do a lot of broadcasts with them to see them run that often, but right now they've stayed hooked up side by side.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. I like to call these the Gen 4 cars, but
okay.
I mean, that's kind of what they are, is Gen 4.
Yeah. Now, I do think the ARCA series runs these cars or similar version of these style cars in real life.
They've recently switched to using more of the, not the newer body styles, but the Chevy SS and the Ford Fusion.
Okay.
But on road courses, they used to run these kind of cars all the time.
Interesting. Well, it's going to be an interesting season. Definitely check out the WOSCRL on Facebook, as always, here for Stars and Stripes here tonight. Presented by Butt Kicker Grid Finder in the next level. Guys, man, coming on board as they come across the line, and we're completing the lap number 22. Getting close to that 25 mark here, where we're going to throw the caution. And remember, the top 5 get thrown in the back, which any other track I would say, okay, might be bad. But here at Daytona, you could go to the back and still come to the front.
Yeah, very easily.
But you can already kind of tell the guys that are liking staying up front. You got Bustle, who has just been up there the whole entire time. Underwood, Shelton, Shaughnessy, Don Fresco. You got Shoemaker there in 6.
Oh, we got a wreck.
Oh, yeah, they are. They're going around.
Oh, the big one.
Oh, go back and see.
And they're still wrecking.
I'm going to play here and see how he does. I don't know. I think if Pearson got involved in that or not. I've been Underwood.
Yeah, it started with Underwood coming up to block the outside lane, getting a run.
Oh, yeah. Just got
And Shelton
clipped.
is clipped.
Now, the
him.
one thing I like about these cars, the fenders and stuff explode on them.
Yes, they do.
They come off and go boom, boom. We'll see parts flying everywhere.
Well, I think we go to the number 4. He has his hood up. Or at least on my end.
Let's ride here on Don Fresco, because he definitely had his wheels just kind of falling off of that thing, but he was actually right there in about 3rd or 2nd place, actually up top. He was the one that was actually right behind him. Kind of transpired there on him. Watch the replay again. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, he had the car land on top of him. See right there. Wheels come off.
Hood go off. Bumper fly off. Tire get kicked in.
Looking shot, man. All right, so cars definitely bad way here tonight already. Pit stops. Now, that should bring us to the close of the 25 lap. I'm going to say they're probably going to count that as the caution for the 25 laps. So, there you go.
Yeah.
That brings us up here to under caution here tonight. So, folks, definitely want to check out some good stuff. Check out one of the sponsors, of Grid Finder. Grid Finder out there. Find your place on the grid. Hey, Grid Finder is your home for online racing community. So browse them, check them out on iRacing. Check out Grid Finder online. Proud sponsors here tonight. Definitely Next Level Racing. Take your racing to the next level. Next Level Racing. As always, here tonight for the WOSCRL Stars and Stripes. Butt Kicker, Grid Finder, Next Level Racing. Cup Series here. Already got the big one. Lap 24.
Yeah, and we got confirmation. They are counting that as halfway.
Okay.
Your EOL takers here are going to be Michael Bustle, Benjamin Shelton, Bruce Pearson, Donald Squires, and Matthew Johnson. So, I'd assume they took them as they came out of pit road.
We're not going green.
That's what I gathered up. That's what I've seen, at least.
Right. Yeah, so now, like you said, a lot of the guys got to invert and go back. Except for the ones, some of the top players involved in that wreck. Who's that sitting in? The guy's got a 28 machine. Bobby. Trisha?
Yeah, it's Bobby
Who's
Patricia.
he got? He got some dudes on the side of it.
That's Lincoln Park.
Oh, okay, cool. Honestly, he's got a nice looking machine there too.
Got the bumper thumper.
I like that. Yeah, look at that. He's got bunny on top of it. Yeah, I like that. Bunny. Look through some of them here. We got Lowbury. Got the R with the M and M.
Rowdy Energy.
Bosket. Looks like
down.
that.
Cactus pants.
Cactus.
Buckles down.
Okay.
Alright.
Don Fresco obviously got the Miller machine. Fuller behind them. TRD.
Dirty.
Duran. He got Reese's. I like Reese's.
Ooh. Elvis. It's Elvis on the
yeah.
car.
Elvis with Reese's. Underwood. Green looking machine he's got there. Post. Go Boost. We got Josh Ewan. Say Pfizer.
Batman. Yeah, Batman Pfizer.
Batman Pfizer. Grimson, he's got the Home Depot, Office Depot.
Carl Edwards.
Custom. Shoemaker's got a cool little custom paints die cast. Check that out, because I like that. So that means he does custom paints of die cast cars?
I would say.
Hey, man, might send. OSR Networks. There's an Napa know-how machine by Bustle. And behind him, he's got Ben Shelton on the hood of it.
Defend the second.
Oh, that's right. Got guns. Pearson. Looking good in that green black machine he's got. Squirrel. Squirrel got the no sponsor machine out there.
Squires.
Something on it. Going it's just black and orange.
His last name, Squires, not Squirrel.
Oh, my bad. Squires. Tell him Squirrel. That's what I say. I'm about to get him right. For Matt Johnson out there. White machine on his. Greg Hawkins, the Ream. Fuller in the back there again with the TRL. And Phillicy.
Green.
AutoZone. Nice looking paint jobs here. We're getting set to go back green.
Yeah, here we go. They dropped the green flag. Hammer it down once again. Less than 25 to go.
And remember, they got to make that mandatory green flag pit stop in this 25 laps here, folks. So keep that in the back of your mind. And it's a mandatory 4-tire stop. Normally, you won't see that. And that's something we're going to talk about, next week when the season, kind of the point season officially kicks off here at Daytona. That, at these tracks, normally you don't see a lot of 4-tire stops. 2 tires, yes, throughout, sometimes no tires, but yeah. How do you play this one now if you're up front?
Well, I seen something interesting. Matthew Johnson and Nicholas Post, they dropped back on the backstretch, and you see guys coming in already. First lap takers. Who is that, Michael Bustle, looks like Benjamin Shelton, Matthew Johnson, Nicholas Fuller. Your first 4 takers. Okay.
Well, and this is interesting because in 25 laps it really doesn't matter when you do it, as long as you can pace it to where you get out there and you don't lose too much ground, because it's not like these tires are going to matter much on a super speedway, and the fuel isn't going to matter. So yeah, kind of interesting that they're doing it this early, but I guess go ahead and get it out of the way.
I mean, I just like that they brought 4 of them down at one time. That's gonna really help.
We got more in, boy. We got a lot in. We got Gunn, Benson, Squires, Schumacher, Grimson, Hawkins. It's like that second pack. So, And these guys are just getting this stuff out of the way.
I mean, there is 19 cars in this race, so this is almost splitting them up into 3 different groups. And you see them 3 wide up at the lead.
I saw that, man. You're right.
And they're catching up guys that just came out of the pits. They're going to have to slow up if they catch them real soon, real quick.
Absolutely, they do. You see him coming up fast. Here comes the leader, Bosket. He's going to actually shoot to the outside. They caught that pack. One thing about once they catch that pack, unless they just go shooting by them really quick, I don't think all those cars are going to be able to get by them, and it's going to be a side-by-side deal. But remember, those top guys still have to make a pit stop. So even though they came around them, they still got to go in and get 4 tires.
Yeah, but, I mean, wow. Even those 4 that they just passed, this is good for them. They get back into the lead draft. They just got to hang in there, and when the leaders all come in for their pit stop, you see checkups happening, slower cars, all the Reese's Cup is in the wall.
Now, again, folks, cautions will not count as their pit stop if they get a caution. From my understanding, that yeah, you could go back in if you want to. Oh, and the car's around.
That's Bobby Patricia around.
Oh, he's on the infield, so it won't trigger out the caution, but man, he just went around.
And I mean, all those slower cars that came out, this really jumbled the field up.
Absolutely it did. So we've got 7 cars on the lead lap right now. Now, just to give you a little insight here, and I know you're seeing what I'm saying, pit stop times. And a lot of people are going, well, now that all those guys are lapped down, they're in trouble, and you see here comes the top runners. But here's the thing, pit stop times, total times are in the 42s. They're running 46-second times around here. So they should make up that time in the front. And the only guy that did not pit out of that bunch, Don Fresco. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's not gonna bear well for Nicholas. He's gonna be he's actually gonna be all by himself when he does come to pit road.
Yeah. Wow. Not what you want. It puts Bruce Pearson, the first man there. Yeah, Nicholas. And also now he's coming on pit road, coming by himself. Wow. Talk about a nail and a caution. He's going to need a caution, or he's just going to be a sitting duck.
Well, it's going to be interesting here. We still got Brian Underwood coming out of the pits, and you see the big pack coming. And if these 3 don't get it sorted out, Jim Foskett, Lawrence, and Brian, they may get overwhelmed here.
And I think they will. I think the big pack will run down the top 3 of Underwood, Shaughnessy, and Foskett right there. As you see them come out of 4, and you see the pack coming out of 4 along with them. So it won't take long, maybe about another couple laps, and they'll be right there on their back bumper.
Yeah, and right now your main group of cars, your main pack, they've kind of split up into 2 groups now.
Yes.
About 2 groups of 5, 6 cars.
Don Fresco, Nicholas there, might get lucky here and catch the tail end of this pack.
Well, he came out and door slammed with somebody.
But he still might get lucky and catch the tail end here. I help him out a little.
Yeah, he can get the speed. He can hook up with Craig Hawkins right there.
Go up front here because you got Underwood now leading. And like I said, it wouldn't take long. As you can see, Bustle bringing that pack. And he is close enough to latch on the back end of those top 3 of Foskett and Company.
Yeah, you got your 3 front runners. They've got a small gap that is really closing in. See if Bustle goes up high. He does. He's going to bring Benjamin Shelton with him, and he's going to brings Shoemaker, and it looks like Nicholas Bilecki, who is a lap down. So Bilecki, from that first stage, he went a lap down, and when they had the yellow, he got an incident point, never got the lucky dog. So unfortunate break for Bilecki there, being caught a lap down.
Absolutely, but you got 2 cars up top. That's Bustle with the 2 machines up there and about 5 down low, trying to see if they can hold strong on the top. Remember, the side draft comes into play. They did that a couple seasons ago. A lot of guys were talking about it, so definitely utilize that side draft and stay up there. So those top 2 cars could hold their own.
Yeah, and it's definitely looking like they're holding their own. Bustle may be able to get clear of Underwood. It's just a matter of if he abandons Shelton there. She's Shoemaker coming back up to the high side, making it a 3-car line.
Jim Fawcett right there on the bottom side too. He's kind of proud, seeing if he can't push a little bit. Remember, the one of the main rules here is the guys cannot do major. They can do a little soft bumping. They can't do major bumping until about 10 to go. So that's why you're not seeing a lot of pushing and shoving going on. But I've always said even with that, there's some areas you don't want to do it unless it's obviously the last lap and the last turns. It's going in and out of turns, in and out of the tri-ovals. Those are bad places to hit somebody.
Yeah, especially in these cars with how low to the ground and rounded the front end is and how square the back end is.
You definitely battle up front. Underwood powers back to the inside. You got Bustle to the high side, so now you got a full freight train up top and one down low as they come in door to door, drag race to the line.
Yeah, give that lap to Bustle. Back up front where he was.
Well, this one I think is going to come down to who can get that nose out front at the end. Or it's just going to be a big pile up.
Well, like you say, once they get to the white flag, it's all...
they can kill themselves. It don't matter what happens there. Yeah.
You don't have a friend on the white flag. You have all enemies.
Absolutely, and you're right, especially here at these plate tracks. I mean, even teammates a lot of times, you just don't have those friends. But right now, Underwood looking strong out front. Bustle falls back a little bit, but he's got help. A little bit of guys jockeying around, seeing what position they can get in the back there.
Yeah, and this pack is really forming back up like it was earlier. Bilecki, one of those cars a lap down in the middle of things. Maybe someone has a friend inside of Bilecki, and him being there, he'll be able to help him.
Strong so far. Riding here with Jacob Woodbury on that top side, holding pretty good.
Looks like we got a lap car. That'll be Bobby Patricia. See if he doesn't make things easy. He's gonna go to the high side for your pack.
Yes, it is. Here tonight, here live, Daytona the Clash here for the WOSCRL Stars and Stripes, Butt Kicker, Grid Finder, Next Level Racing. It's been an exciting one. Here's us coming down to the line, folks. Everybody's done their mandatory pit stop. Everybody's clear on that one. Now it's just basically a race to the finish here. And I tell you what, we got some great sponsors out there, man. Butt Kicker. Definitely check it out. If you want a promo code, check in the promo code at buttkicker.com. WOSCRL for 20% off. Hey, you got to feel what you've been missing. If you've not rode with a Butt Kicker, man, in your racing rig, check them out at buttkicker.com. We got Grid Finder here tonight, too. And right now, this grid is trying to find their way, so definitely find your place on the grid. That's what a lot of these drivers are doing, Grid Finder here. It's looking strong right now.
Yes, it is. You see, Underwood, he's getting pushed by Shaughnessy.
You start feeling the temperature, man, kind of heat up a little bit.
We're at 10 to go, coming to the line.
All bets are off. You can start pushing and shoving.
Start pushing, yeah. I don't know if I'd push, though. I've done it.
I think 10 laps is a little early. I think it is early to do it, especially Now, any other place, yeah, 10 laps is time to go. But at a plate track, I mean, you really, maybe 2, really 1 lap to go is where you need on those.
Race control came over the radio, told drivers bumping is allowed, but be careful.
Yeah, because like what you said earlier, the way these are, and we'll go on board here on Shelton just to show you. Maybe, or actually we're going with Schumacher right behind him. You can see him get that bump draft going down the backstretch. Like you said, you got to be squared up with these cars.
If you're off by an inch, it's game over. You see Underwood, though, and Shaughnessy there, they kind of got a gap. They got more momentum somehow and pulled out ahead of Bustle. They could move lanes if they want to start blocking.
Old Shaughnessy right there along with him, like you said. Right there on the back end of Underwood. And we talked about earlier where Shaughnessy is. If this was coming to the last lap, he's got nowhere to go. So he's pretty much, his only hope would be as if it opened up on the top end and he was able to get up there on the high side. But if it was like it is now, he can't go low, he can't go high. He would have to push Underwood. And yeah, we got a car on the wall, but he'd have to push that green machine to the win.
Unfortunate break there for Shoemaker. Got up into the outside wall. Might lose the draft. He's going to lose the draft here.
Once you lose the draft in this place, it's over with. Unless you get a caution, which could happen.
Yeah, we still got 7 laps to go. We can see a
and
caution.
They do have a green white checker here. So, yeah, they have 1 attempt at it.
Well, all right.
This has been a good, exciting, solid race to set us up for next week. And I tell you, now, it's only been 50 laps out here, and they had a caution, period in between that. Next week is 100 laps. It is mentally exhausting to sit here for that time as a driver, side by side, because anything can happen.
Yeah, if someone sneezes or blinks weird, it's good night, Irene.
I tell you what's fun though is being a VR and do this.
I have a VR and I do this.
Oh, you're? Yeah, so do I. I love it, man. It's kind of cool. Raced in a while, but you get in there, man, and that VR stuff is just awesome to do. So, hey, like we said tonight, though, got some proud sponsors out there. Next Level Racing to the next level racing here tonight, and these guys have. It has been an awesome start here to kind of give us a glimpse of what we're going to see in the season. Right now, with about 5 to go when they cross the line this time by here at Daytona.
Yeah, 5 to go. I would, if you're at the back, you almost got to start thinking about making a move. Who's your best friend to get yourself up front?
Well, you got I still call them Squires, okay. I call them squirrels earlier, but Squires, hopefully they'll laugh at it. He's up to 7th right now, and that's kind of a half and half spot. If you're sitting in that area right now, what are you thinking? Because really, there's nowhere to go. I mean, you've got it hammered down, but what are you thinking to try to make it to the front?
Well, right now you're looking ahead of you, and you see these cars getting all squirrely. You're thinking, I hope we don't wreck.
And I hope I avoid it. So, but now I notice he's not tucked up on the back end of the machine that he was there on. So he's got a little distance.
Yeah, that's another good strategy you can pull. Lay back and get a good run. That might be what somebody is going to think about here. You see the 51 dropping back, maybe thinking it's about to get crazy.
Now, you talk about Squires right there, too, though. He doesn't want to leave that gap open too much and have one of those topside guys getting right in front of him, because that's one more car he's got to get around. So you want to maybe close that in just a little, but still, it's almost like he's just stuck where he is, and I don't know. Trying to figure out something to come to the front.
Well, something I'm seeing far ahead, a little bit ahead of these leaders are 3 lap cars all in a line. If they catch them, and it's very possible they could. The eyeball check says they are. If they catch them at a weird spot, this is gonna be, it's gonna get intense real quick.
Yeah,
somebody's
it'll
gonna
break
have to
this
make
pack.
something. Somebody's gonna need to form a third line here, and I don't think it's gonna be the lap cars. They're contending on the bottom right now.
Yeah, normally, you run up on a lap car, so, and they'll get up high out of the way. This is 3-style lap cars out there drafting, so it'll be interesting to see, but
okay, they
you're
get
up
to
front.
there.
Okay, well, they got down low. That's a good job on their end. Good sportsmanship by them, because that could have broke up that huge pack up there, because they very well, that pack would, not all those cars would have got around them if they would have stayed even high or low.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been too easy. You can get around 1 car 3 wide, but getting around 3 of them trying to draft each other, it's a little bit more difficult. So we are 2 to green, 2 to go.
And getting close here to the white flag here tonight, in conclusion of this one for the WOSCRL Stars and Stripes, presented by Butt Kicker Grid Finder and the Next Level Racing Clash here tonight.
I mean, they're just staying door to door. Whoever's going to give the best push, that's going to be the line to get to the line, I can guarantee it.
Coming out of turn 3 and 4 here to take the white flag.
There you go, 1 to go. Sponsored by Bailey's Auto Parts. All bets are off as they head down turn number 1. Coming out of turn 2, they're going to get to the back chute. Just a little bit, half a track to go. Oh, she's Shelton right behind Bustle, giving him the push down the backstretch. Seansby giving Underwood the push. Who's going to be? They're in turn 4. This is here to go. It's going to be a drag race between Underwood and Bustle. Coming to the line, they're going to wreck. Who's it going to be? I think it was it Sean's knee in the grass? What?
If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And
All right. Well, Joe's mic is killed over here, so we're gonna get ourselves some drivers for an interview up here. I'm taking over. We're gonna find third place driver. Hey, Matt Johnson.
It's my fault.
What?
That was on me.
You got a hey Matt? You got a copy on me?
Yeah, you got.
All right. Yeah, I got you.
I was over here examining me destroying the field.
Oh boy. I mean, at least it was exciting there.
Oh my goodness! What a night it was, buddy! Wow, what a race!
Yeah, man, that you put some interesting shows on for the fans out here tonight. Just how was your entire race, and what did you use for strategy there?
Well, I was driving on I-40 about 3 lanes deep at 180 mile an hour and couldn't do anything for the majority of the race. I really don't know this package. I'm much like you, Corey and Joe. Like, I don't get to broadcast these cars a lot, so I didn't know anything about them. But man, it is a total different world than a cup car. So coming out of 4 there, I just tried to move that outside lane and ended up clipping somebody and the whole field wrecked.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I seen up here in the booth, and that's what Joe's seen. I mean, that was pretty interesting. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. You got anybody you like to thank tonight, though?
Yeah, I'd like to thank JBR Racing for having me on board Nerds Doing Nerds Things podcast. Their car will be out there, their paint scheme next week for the 500. We'd love to thank you guys. You guys do a great job in the booth, as always. And, man, we got to go to the 500 or Daytona and get a points win. I know third in the Clash is great. It does mean something, but it doesn't mean a lot.
Yeah, definitely looking strong for next week, man.
Well, thank you, Corey. I mean, this 61 machine, it's going to be a heck of a season.
There's my mic back.
Bill. Well, there you go, folks. Your third place driver. That's your 61, Matt Johnson.
See you guys later.
And still mic problems with Joe. Okay, we're going to find second place driver. Hey, Michael Bustle, you got a copy on me up here in the booth.
Yeah, I got you, man. What's going on?
Well, man, you brought her home in second place there right at the end. That was your racing strategies through for the last half of the race.
Really, the strategy that we had going into this thing, see, the 21 car is my teammate. And honestly, our strategy was at the competition caution, we were going to, be in the top 5, be inverted to the rear, and then as soon as the green flag waves, stop down pit road so we could get our 4-tire pit done before anybody else would. So that got scratched in the Discord this afternoon. Thanks to Mr. Jim Foskett, this 47 car. He happened to ask about that and bring that up, and then it got shot down by Skylar. So our strategy was one of the first cars to pit, so we just made a lap around and pitted, and we were back in the front before we knew it. So it actually worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it definitely worked out pretty well for second place. You got anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank the 21 car, Ben Shelton. He was my push. But that's about it, man. Glad to bring home a second.
Good momentum heading into the season. That's your second place driver, Michael Bustle.
Thanks, man.
And let's find our winner. Hey, Lawrence! You got a copy on me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Joe, his mic ain't working right now, but
that's all right.
Okay. It's dropping out and coming back. Yeah, I think he's back. All right. Well, let's continue. man, you got first in the Clash through the grass. How was that race?
That race was nuts. We took the white, and I had decided to just go ahead and push bustle with it, or not bustle, Underwood with everything I had. And I was good with second or third, however it worked out. And then I got doored. And I was just driving straight. Maybe you'll win. And I didn't know until I probably passed pit exit when my race labs updated with the results that I had actually won the thing. But you guys are new around here, but man, I finished second 8 times last season in this league, and to finally actually break through it feels good. I'm not gonna lie. Not even gonna sit here and pretend. Setting the tone for a good season so far, man.
Well, yeah, man, getting a win after a drought there, after a long season last season, picking up a win through the grass at that. I mean, I don't think you ask anything perfect for that. You got anybody to thank tonight?
Yeah, we'll start out with the boys over at Highside Motorsports. Alan, Chris, Presley, Mitchell, all those boys over there. You guys will see Alan starting next week. Sponsors, Bumper Thumper Traction Compound, RaceToolsDirect.com, Competition Auto Body, all the guys that support us. Got to shout out my mom. My mom watches every race, and she's my biggest fan, so shout out to Mom. And then also shout out to my wife and daughter, and then Skylar for putting it on, and Corey, you and Joe for putting on an awesome broadcast. I was listening the whole time. We're going to have to talk afterwards about what Joe meant that he had heard about me, but we'll find out later on. But really appreciate it, guys. You guys put on a great show.
Oh, boy. Yeah, man, good job with first win of the season. Hope to see you more up here in the booth.
Yeah, 10-4 on that.
There you have it, folks. Your first place driver, Lawrence. And, well, Joe's mic ain't working, but I'm sure he would say it was a good race. I'd say it's a good race. And for me and Joe up here in OSR Network booth, we'll catch y'all next time.